is The Jason Walker Show. Two-time National Sports Media Association Montana Sportscaster of the Year and three-time loser, The Jason Walker Show. The best local and statewide sports coverage, featuring the biggest guests from Montana.
Flint Rasmussen joining us here on The Jason Walker Show.
It's freaking exhausting, too. You used to dance a lot more. Yeah, I know, lady. I'm 51 years old now.
The NAI Hall of Famers, Mike Van Diest, joining us here, Jason Walker Show. And is it just a deal where quarterbacks have to be good golfers?
Well, that's all they have time for. They don't work out. They don't lift weights. They don't do anything else. They might as well go get on the golf course and at least have some fun.
And from across the country,
Doug Gottlieb, our guest here on The Jason Walker Show.
End of the day, remember, it's your show. It's got your name on it.
Howie Mandel, our guest here.
Jason Walker, deal or no deal?
The Jason Walker Show, presented by Helena Accommodations, the in-town 5-star extended stay residences. Visit HelenaAccommodations.com. Broadcasting from the Major Mortgage Man Cave, here's Jason Walker.
Happy Friday. Oh, goodness. It is the Jason Walker Show. Presented by Helena Accommodations, the in-town 5-star extended stay residences. Visit HelenaAccommodations.com. Big show coming up today inside the Major Mortgage Man Cave. We're going to recap some crosstown basketball from last night, both up in Flathead and in the Queen City. Also, check in with Capital Girls coach Katie Garcin-Forba about the big win for the Bruin Gals over the Helena High girls. That's coming up. And let's see, what else? We're going to talk on this day in history is coming up as well. Let's see, what else? We're going to recap the Frontier games last night, preview tonight. Big Sky, some great games last night. Big on this day in history. And we forgot a birthday yesterday that we're going to talk about, plus wrestling and much more. So, thanks for joining us here on the Facebook.com/The Jason Walker Show, YouTube Live, Podbean Live, Twitter, @JWalkerSports, @Jason Walker Show if you want to weigh in on anything. Also, go to TreasureStateRadio.com. You can download on the Google and Apple App Stores, JasonWalkerShow.com for everything show-related. And there you go. I think that's about it, right? Oh, and you can email us, JasonWalkerSports@gmail.com. All right, let's switch some cameras here. Had a great conversation about PRCA Rodeo, and can't wait to move forward talking about that. Of course, Montana Pro Rodeo doesn't really start until June with the Belt Rodeo, and but there's some rodeo news we're going to talk about as well. So let's see, what else? Oh, and okay, so I was going to start by talking about last night's basketball games and the winners. But I saw last night, good friend of the show, Anthony Knockreiner, is the play-by-play voice for the Flathead Braves and Bravettes. So Bravettes played last night and lost to Glacier in Crosstown. But he put a picture out on Twitter, and it was some kids having fun, pretending to be ESPN broadcasters. And all I said was, it's played out. It's old. I mean, it was 5 years ago when the kids from CMR kind of started this, and then Bozeman and Billings and a couple other schools picked up on it and tried to have some fun with it. And it was cute for about a year. Those fun kids who graduated. Okay, the ones that, and then those pages haven't been updated in 4 or 5 years. So that's all I said was, it's old, it's played out, blah, blah, blah. So I got a couple of, shaking my head, the student sections are having fun, yada, yada, yada. I said, like I said, it's old and played out, and got a response that, so are the 80s, but they seem to have 80s theme nights a couple of times a year. I bet you're disgusted by those. No, I'm not, because the 80s are still cool. Basically. ESPN television and ESPN radio is not anymore. I mean, it's just been downhill forever for ESPN radio and ESPN television. There was a reason that when we were still at the radio station that we went half ESPN, half Fox Sports. Because most of ESPN's programming on the radio was terrible. Anyway, And then I got a message 20 minutes ago from a lady. Said, who cares if it's old and played out? Kids are engaged with their school and having fun rather than making much worse choices. Thanks to Anthony, Knock On Sports, for supporting our kids. We appreciate it so much. Look, I support the kids too. It was whiteout at Glacier or Flathead last night. Great, that's fun. All I'm saying is that the ESPN thing is old and played out. That's all I said. I support kids. We talk about high school sports all the damn time on this show. And let me tell you something. Those kids that were pretending to be ESPN announcers, they would have been at the game anyway. So what worse choices are you talking about? Oh, and she hashtagged from a teen parent. Look, I'm still a teen parent. My son's 19. So just, it's almost like, you know what? And this is part of what helped make me out on my own now on the Jason Walker Show, was you can have your, and this is, if I didn't have to have Facebook and Twitter, I wouldn't. Because of if stuff like this. Because if I have an opinion, God forbid I have my own opinion. It's okay for you to have an opinion, but if it's not the same as you, if my opinion's not the same as yours, then you bite my head off. Why can't I have my opinion? Why is yours the best? Answer me that. And you know, I'm not even fighting with Anthony on this. Anthony's a great friend. He's a great friend of the show. Been on his show multiple times. And he'll be on probably next week when we talk about Flathead, Glacier, Capital, Helena High playing each other. Boys and girls. All I said was, I think it's old and played out. Come up with something new. How hard is that? And again, those kids, Kat, would have been at the game last night in Flathead anyway. But again, I'm sorry for having an opinion that differs from yours. Sorry, not sorry. Hashtag that. It's a great song, by the way, by Demi Lovato. Sorry, not sorry. All right, so with that off my chest, let's talk about the crosstown last night. And I was going to start with Flathead Glacier, but nope. We're going to start with Capital Helena High, the girls. Helena High led 26-16 going into the fourth quarter. And they lost 39-34 in overtime. It is the first time in 5 years that Capital has beaten the Helena High girls at the Bears Den. Lost 3 games last year, including at the state semifinals, to the Bengals. But the Bruins continue to stay unbeaten on the year, the number 1 team in the state. And they got the win over their crosstown rivals. And it was some big free throws down the stretch, some big shots by both teams. And at the end of the day, the Helena High girls lose to crosstown rival Capital. And Bruins stay unbeaten. It's a big win. We're going to talk to Katie Garcin-Forba, the head coach of the Capital girls, coming up here in just a few minutes. Hi, Coach. She actually just joined the Facebook page, Jason Walker Show. So we'll talk to her coming up. But yeah, there was some other games last night. Flathead girls lost to the Glacier girls. And there you go. And we were going to have more time to talk about the high school stuff until I got that message. And again, I can have an opinion, folks. It's okay if I have my own opinion. And if it differs from yours, who cares? It's what makes this country great. We each get to have our own opinions. Glacier beat Flathead last night 51-49. Manhattan Christian girls stayed unbeaten. They beat West Yellowstone by 10. There were some other good games. Whitehall beat Anaconda by 4. There were some not good games. Thompson Falls beat Alberton Superior 58-15. We have seen some really bad scores this year. Hot Springs beat Two Eagle River 69-15. Geraldine Highwood over Dutton Brady 51-17 last night. And we talked with Rocky Erickson about it yesterday, is what is happening in high school basketball. Big Timber beat Townsend 45-27. Townsend not the same. But there is some Frontier basketball last night too. And we're going to chat about that. High school boys scores from last night. Billings West rolled over Belgrade. I think West has won 6 or 7 straight on the boys' side. And some high-scoring game, though. The Denton Geyser Stanford over Hobsonmore Judith Gap. You could say DGS over Tri-County, 73-63. But 93-35 Manhattan Christian boys beat West Yellowstone last night. Wow. Anyway, all right. So we're going to take a break. We'll come back. Jason Walker Show here inside the Major Mortgage Man Cave. And when we return, we'll check in with the head coach of the number 1 team in AA, girls state basketball, high school. It is Katie Garcin-Forba, and she will join us next here on the Jason Walker Show.
More of the Jason Walker Show coming up.
Have you thought about buying a home and just don't know where to begin? Well, when it comes to one of the most important purchases one can make, we understand it can be frustrating and confusing, but it doesn't have to be. Let the Major Mortgage team help you with all your mortgage needs. Major Mortgage means major service, and we would love the opportunity to help you today. Give J.R. McFadden, NMLS number 1246357, a call today at 406-465-1918, or you can visit him at 2001 11th Avenue, Building A, Suite 3 in Helena. Major Mortgage is a division of AMCAP Mortgage, NMLS number 129122, equal housing lender. Yes, it's true that Montana is a long way from the Gulf Coast, but you can bring that Cajun flavor home with a stop at Cafe Zydeco. From po' boys to classic sandwiches, Cafe Zydeco has all the best Cajun in town. Are you in the mood for seafood gumbo or crawfish etouffee? Maybe you're craving jambalaya with some shrimp and grits. Head in for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or call ahead for pickup or delivery. Cafe Zydeco will fix all your southern cravings, even on a chilly Montana day. Cafe Zydeco is a proud sponsor of the Jason Walker Show. The holidays have come and gone, and now is a good time to treat yourself to what you really wanted. A full detail for your vehicle from Auto Concepts. Right now, Auto Concepts is offering a full detail for just $195. Or maybe you want to tint those windows. Auto Concepts does that too. Get that tonneau cover or bed rug you've always wanted and add in remote start, alarms, running boards, lift kits, toppers, winches, bug guards, grill guards, and much more. Check out Auto Concepts on Facebook or visit the website autoconceptshelena.com. Auto Concepts, the auto enhancement professionals. Everyone knows about Dinners Done Right and the convenience of the cook and carry cuisines. It's so easy to just stop by and you have something for dinner that night. But there's also one more thing you need to know about. Dinners Done Right Grab and Go Salad Bar. Yes, I said salad bar. Always the freshest ingredients, along with a daily soup and nacho bar too. So the next time you are in a rush or you just want to eat healthy, stop by Dinners Done Right for the soup, salad, and nacho bar. For monthly menus and more info, it's dinnersdoneright.com.
Welcome back to the Jason Walker Show.
Oh. I was hoping for a nice, smooth, easy Friday, and then the Twitterverse. Like I said, if I didn't have to be on it, I wouldn't. Bane of my existence right now. Good Lord. All right, still to come, we're going to talk some Frontier Big Sky basketball from last night, maybe some high school stuff that's coming up tonight. But there was a great high school basketball game in the Queen City last night, and to join us now and to chat about it is the head coach of the number 1 team in the state of Montana in Class AA. It's Katie Garcin-Forba. Coach, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm really happy. How about that? You and I were just talking off the air, and yeah, I'm a little fired up, and I think I have every right to be.
I think that if you're not pushing buttons every once in a while, then you're not, making people think, and so it's not a bad thing. We don't always have to agree on things, but it's not a bad thing to spark a little discussion.
I completely agree, and my opinion might differ than yours, but at the end of the day, we're still going to chat about it. But
absolutely.
What happened last night?
Oh, well, it was kind of a typical crosstown in the sense that it took us a little bit to get settled in. It was, an interesting game as far as trying to get offense to go for both teams. But, it was fun. It was a great atmosphere. We had a ton of fans out. It was, great student sections. Both sides played hard and were, aggressive. And so it was just a fun crosstown game.
Let me ask you this. So it's 8-3 at the end of the first quarter. I think it was 13-9 at the half. Was that because of the defense? Let's say it's because of the defense, right? We're going to keep this positive, right?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that was definitely the reason.
Okay. You said just a few seconds ago that it took a little bit for you guys to get settled in. Why? You're in your home gym.
No, I agree. I don't disagree with that. But I also go back to it's crosstown.
Sure.
And I think part of it for our girls, they had to get settled in and, get a few runs going, get a few stops defensively, and kind of feel that momentum go and kind of get the jitters out. It took us longer than I honestly expected. But I think, this is a team that beat them 3 times last year. And so I think that there was just kind of that, all right, we got to get over the hump and get a little bit of confidence going. And once that happened, in the fourth quarter, we played the style of basketball that we want to play, and same with the overtime. So, I think it's a great confidence builder for the girls, and they know that we didn't play great for 24 minutes of that game, but they still played with a lot of passion and grit and just never let down to give themselves a chance there at the end.
All right, 26-16 heading into the fourth. Are you sitting there thinking, oh my, this is like last year?
That didn't necessarily cross my mind, but I did think we got to get some points. We got to start scoring the ball. But I told the girls, I said, win this quarter, and whatever we got to do that, win this quarter. And it was neat. Our leaders, our seniors were like, hey, let's go win this game. I mean, at the fourth, down 10, and they were still just really believing that we had a chance. And they kind of rallied everybody around them, and I thought that was just a really neat thing to see from our leaders.
Katie Garcin-Forba, the head coach of the Capital Girls, joining us on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline. All right, so big free throws. And in high school basketball, free throws necessarily aren't, what's the word I'm looking for? A guarantee?
Yeah.
But, oh my, free throws came in big last night for the Bruins.
Oh, man. We preach a lot about free throws. We work on them a ton. We have some very good free throw shooters. And I thought Michelle O'Malley she was huge for us last night. She played with a ton of confidence on both sides of the ball. She really is what kept us in that game in a lot of stretches. But her free throws, she ended up going 7 for 9 and just hit those 2 clutch ones to send it to overtime. And then, Jamie Sheridan steps up after the steal and knocks those 2 down to make it a 2-possession game. And it was like, they stepped up with confidence to shoot those. And, we've put an emphasis on that with this group, saying they know we're going to be in tight game situations. But yeah, I mean, that was the deciding factor, of the game as we got into that final stretch.
Who was shaking more when Michaela stepped up to the free throw line there at the end of the regulation, you or her?
I have a lot of confidence in that kid. I really do. And, I knew if she hit the first one, she was going to get the second, and so it was like, once I saw that first one go in, it was like, all right, she's going to get the second one, because, I mean, that you talk about a girl that spends a lot of time in the gym and shooting a lot of free throws, and I asked her after, and she said her mind kind of went blank, and she just stepped up. So, I mean, maybe I was shaking, but I did have a lot of confidence in her in that moment, because she's practiced a lot of that.
Well, and what's great, too, is, I mean, I think she finished with 14 points, but 5 rebounds and 5 steals, and that, we talked about it a little bit ago, but defense was big for both teams in this game, and 5 steals, helped lead the Capital girls to the win.
Oh, absolutely. I thought that her defense was one of the best parts of her game. You know, she's starting to score more consistently for us, which we knew she could all along, but she's getting more confidence with that. But her defense has been really good. And I thought, McKinley Mahelis did a great job on Cloaker, guarding her and just made it hard for her to get, great open shots. But, we had a lot of deflections, and we were just very disruptive in our defense. And that, we've told them from the very start, if we're not able to get the ball in the hole for some reason, then let's, rely on our defense and let that keep us in games.
Katie Garcin-Forba joining us here. Jason Walker shows she's the head coach of the Capital girls, who are number 1 in the state. I think, 9-0 now?
Yep, 9-0.
I asked you about this last year, and it looks like it's continuing this year partly because of the Barch twins, but the back-to-back state championships for volleyball. These girls that play basketball have a ton of confidence that no matter what, they're going to pull something out at the end, and so far they've been doing that all season long.
Oh, this group, I told them afterwards, I said, you guys got to stop doing this to me. It's giving me gray hairs. I'm too young for gray hairs already. But, they just don't quit, and they battle back, and I was able to challenge Paige a little bit yesterday, and I saw her flip the switch like she does on the volleyball court, and, she just defensively dominated in the fourth quarter and was all over the place, getting blocks and being aggressive. I mean, she ended up the game with 6 blocks. And so you have players like that can step up and just make plays for us that aren't necessarily in the scoring column, but they just keep battling. And, Michaela O'Malley was in that situation on the volleyball court this year and knew how to respond. And so I think that definitely correlates. And they just have a lot of trust in each other as a team, and they want to see us have success collectively. And I think that makes a big difference for us in tight game situations.
You got the big win at home, but now you get to head back out on the road next week. You go up to Flathead and Glacier. They played a tight game last night, 51-49, Glacier with the win. Glacier's a little bit better than Flathead, but this is not going to be an easy road trip next week.
No, not at all. Flathead will be very aggressive. They'll be scrappy defensively. They've got a couple good shooters. And then we have to turn around and take on Glacier. And I don't think their record is indicative of the talent that team has. I think that they've got some very talented players. I think they've got some good athletes. So we definitely don't want to sleep on either of those teams, and we need to go up there and take care of business on the road.
Coach, you've gotten some big wins this year. A Sentinel, a Hellgate, Helena High. I guess the phrase monkey off the back. There's still a long way to go, though. I mean, you still have half the season to play before divisionals. What's the message as you move forward now with, like I said, half the season left?
You're going to hate this answer because it's total coach speak, and I know how much you love that.
I know, I do love it, but I've gotten used to it from you.
But really, I know.
Hold on. Are you going to say that we got to play them one game at a time, and whoever's on the schedule, that's the one we're prepared for, and we're going to just play our hardest and work on ourselves?
Well, that's part of it. I mean, moving ahead, we have to be better taking care of the basketball. We had way too many turnovers last night.
Mm-hmm.
In games, versus Hellgate and Sentinel, we took care of the ball. We had, I think 11 in one game and 13 in another game, and then we turn around and we turn it over 21 times last night. So that's a big focus for us, and continuing to improve our offense, because I still think we've got a ways to go with that, with the girls, and getting them, continue to grow confidence in that regard. And I think we can continue to improve their preparation going into games and personnel. We had a few letdowns personnel matchup-wise last night that we got to clean up when we get against these good teams, and can't let those things, get away from us. So I think there's still definitely room for improvement as far as those go. And, with this team, I can't pretend to tell them. They know who we're playing. They know what the team's like. They watch a lot of film. But, making sure they don't take possessions off in practice, come in ready to go and get everything out of it that we can, to take advantage of every opportunity we have.
All right, Crosstown boys tonight. It's going to be a battle. Break it down for me here. Give me your best Doris Burke impression.
I think that, it's going to come down to a team that can stop the transition game. I think that, our boys really like to push the tempo, and they get out and run. They put up a lot of points, and so Helena High is going to have to really limit that. I think if they dictate the tempo of the game, it's going to be a closer ball game. But I think if Capital can get out and run and get the tempo going and get shooters going early, they should have a lot of success offensively. And defensively, they're a scrappy team. Helena High's got some pretty good athletes and some pretty good scorers, and So they've got to contain those. But, I think it's going to be a fun game. Crosstown's always a great battle, and we'll see who comes in most prepared.
Okay, the last few times that the boys have played, scores are usually in the 30s. Like the girls' game last night. Are they going to hit 40 tonight? Does either team hit 40?
I think that if Capital can dictate the tempo, it will be higher scoring. I really do. I think that if Helena High does a good job of slowing down the tempo, it's going to be kind of a grind for both teams. So I honestly don't have a good – I know Guy would like it to be much higher scoring because I think that favors, the style that our boys have gone to and are playing, and just they want to get up and down the floor because we're smaller. But I'll be curious to see how Brandon does. He'll do a great job of getting his team coached up and coming up with a game plan. And so I'll be curious to see if he tries to, slow the tempo a little bit and make us play more in a half-court set.
Well, Coach, I appreciate you joining us. And the last time we talked, is your tan still good from South Padre Island?
Well, it's lingering at this point. But when you spend so much time in the gym, like it's not a good combination. So it's fading quickly, unfortunately.
Well, I congratulate you on the win last night. Another great battle between two fantastic coaches and two great teams, and looking forward to chatting with you moving on down before the season comes to an end here.
Sounds good. Thank you for having me on the show.
Thanks, Coach. We'll talk to you soon. That is Katie Garcin-Forba joining us on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline. She is the head coach of the Capital Girls. They are 9-0. And ranked number 1 in the state of Montana. Big win last night. Now you got Crosstown boys tonight. Can Helena High upset the Capital boys? You got some big games across the state. We're going to recap Frontier, what happened last night, look ahead to tonight. Got the Big Sky, some 3 of the 4, Montana and Montana State combined. Though 3 out of 4 won last night, and 1 did not. We'll recap that, look ahead to tomorrow. We got a whole lot still to talk about here on the Jason Walker Show, which is presented by Helena Accommodations, the in-town 5-star extended stay residences. You can visit helenaaccommodations.com. Start thinking about this, and it goes back to last night. You got last night, tonight, and then tomorrow. Think about who you are thinking of nominating Monday for your Auto Concepts Performance of the Week. Could be a team, could be an individual. Start thinking about that now, because Monday we'll do the Auto Concepts Performance of the Week. All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll come back and talk more about basketball. It's next. This is the Jason Walker Show.
The holidays have come and gone, and now is a good time to treat yourself to what you really wanted. A full detail for your vehicle from Auto Concepts. Right now, Auto Concepts is offering a full detail for just $195. Or maybe you want to tint those windows. Auto Concepts does that too. Get that tonneau cover or bed rug you've always wanted and add in remote start, alarms, running boards, lift kits, toppers, winches, bug guards, grill guards, and much more. Check out Auto Concepts on Facebook or visit the website autoconceptshelena.com. Auto Concepts, the auto enhancement professionals. Yes, it's true that Montana is a long way from the Gulf Coast, but you can bring that Cajun flavor home with a stop at Cafe Zydeco. From po' boys to classic sandwiches, Cafe Zydeco has all the best Cajun in town. Are you in the mood for seafood gumbo or crawfish etouffee? Maybe you're craving jambalaya with some shrimp and grits. Head in for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or call ahead for pickup or delivery. Cafe Zydeco will fix all your southern cravings, even on a chilly Montana day. Cafe Zydeco is a proud sponsor of The Jason Walker Show. Have you thought about buying a home and just don't know where to begin? Well, when it comes to one of the most important purchases one can make, we understand it can be frustrating and confusing, but it doesn't have to be. Let the Major Mortgage team help you with all your mortgage needs. Major Mortgage means major service, and we would love the opportunity to help you today. Give J.R. McFadden, NMLS number 1246357, a call today at 406-465-1918, or you can visit him at 2001 11th Avenue, Building A, Suite 3 in Helena. Major Mortgage is a division of AMCAP Mortgage, NMLS number 129122, equal housing lender. Everyone knows about Dinners Done Right and the convenience of the cook and carry cuisines. It's so easy to just stop by and you have something for dinner that night. But there's also one more thing you need to know about. Dinners Done Right Grab and Go Salad Bar. Yes, I said salad bar. Always the freshest ingredients, along with a daily soup and nacho bar too. So the next time you are in a rush or you just want to eat healthy, stop by Dinners Done Right for the soup, salad, and nacho bar. For monthly menus and more info, it's dinnersdoneright.com.
Welcome back to the Jason Walker Show.
Oh, yeah. Here inside the Major Mortgage Man Cave, Jason Walker Show, presented by Helena Accommodations, the in-town 5-star extended stay residences. Visit HelenaAccommodations.com. Got on this day in history coming up. Some pretty good ones. We forgot a birthday yesterday, so we're going to redo yesterday a little bit. Just one thing. Got a wrestling duels. Class A duels, Double A duels, the Double A up in Great Falls. And it's kind of the final big tests before the seeding tournament. You got the, like I said, the A duels going on. You can go to 406mtsports.com for all the details. Okay. For updates, by the way. Also, I saw this. Sydney Wrestling, they're so good. They've got a couple of wins today. 74-0 over Whitefish, and then 70-6 over Dillon in the second round of the Class A duels. I mean, come on. That's so impressive. 74-0 and 70-6. So, but yeah, 406mtsports.com has a ton of all the info for you. All right, so the Frontier Conference last night played some basketball, and there were some good games. And I'm going to get to them here in a second because I want to start with Taylor England. I've talked about him on this show multiple times. Taylor England is a stud. And the Ore Diggers last night picked up their largest margin of victory in a Frontier Conference game in 5 years. 81-53, they beat Rocky. Taylor England had 22 points, 10 rebounds. And that's huge. He is very, very good. And we've watched him. We watched him at Helena High, but we watched him get better and better and better in college. And he is, if it wasn't for Zacchaeus Darko Kelly up at Providence and Jovan Slovančanin at Carroll, Taylor England would be your Frontier Player of the Year, in my opinion. That's how good he is. I love watching that kid play some basketball. So Tech men won last night, and LC State picked up a big win at home last night as well, and making things interesting in the Frontier chase. Of course, the Carroll men losing twice, 2 in a row, hasn't helped. But last night, LC State beat Western 85-61 at Lewiston. And Providence, number 8, went up to Havre and got a tough win, 66-61 at Northern. So big wins there. On the women's side, I feel for Mesa Williams at Tech. She's so good. But they lost last night to Rocky, who's a very good basketball team. We talked to Wes Keller a couple of weeks ago here on the show. But Mesa Williams is such a great basketball player, and I just wish she could pick up some more victories. And yeah, I'm saying that about Tech. But, man, give credit to Markayla Francis and Rocky because they got a big win at Butte last night. Rocky wins 63-52. They're 13-5 now on the year. Another girl had 20 for Rocky as well. But Mesa Williams led the way. And freshman Tavia Rooney. And Tavia Rooney is really good down there at Montana Tech. Mesa Williams had 20 last night in the loss. Tavia Rooney had 14 rebounds and played very well in a loss. So
The Tech girls lose. Carroll women still sitting on top at 5-2 in league play, coming off the loss Wednesday at Northern. And other games last night had LC State women rolling Western 61-40. LC State women are on quite the roll, as are the men as of late. And then Providence won at Northern 53-41. 18 points, 18 rebounds for Parker Esri last night. She's really good against everybody in the Frontier, not named Carroll, for the most part, over the course of her career. She's a very good rebounder. Anyway, so games tonight, you've got Carroll's at Providence tonight. I think the schedule says tomorrow, but I think it's tonight. Maybe it is tomorrow. So tomorrow night, you got Rocky out at LC. Western's at Tech. They get to come back from LC State. I was positive that game was tonight. I'll have to double check. I thought Carroll played at Providence tonight, but we'll see here. Give me 2 seconds. We'll open up the schedules. We'll figure it out. And it is tomorrow night at Providence on a Saturday night. So, no games tonight in the Frontier. There you go. Big Sky Conference last night. Montana State with a big win. The men and the women, both. The men, start with them, down 13 in the second half. And senior sensation Harold Frey missed 2 free throws, but then he had a sweet pass. So Jarek Harding put Weber up 61-60. Bobcats actually led 60-55 with 43 seconds left. After trailing by 13, they came back, took the lead, and then Weber took the lead with 15 seconds left. And then Harold Frey missed a couple of free throws, which you wouldn't expect. But he made a sweet pass. He had 19 points, but it was his last pass. And on a back cut, and MSU got the win 62-61. The first win at Weber since 2009. That came in the Big Sky Conference tournament at the D Events Center, and the first overall win over Weber since 2013. So, long drought was snapped, 2 of them, last night for the Bobcat men, who snap a 2-game skid. They're now 5-4 in Big Sky play. The Bobcat women got a big win, and I say big because they rolled over Weber 81-52. Tori Martell had 16, hit 4 threes. The Bobcat women are now 7-1 in the league. Lady Grizz suffered a tough loss last night, and it's a tough one for them, for sure. And the Montana men had to battle against Idaho State, but they get the big win last night, 77-74. 18th straight win over Idaho State in basketball. I think they've won 15 or something like that in football over Idaho State. But Montana now 7-1 in the Big Sky on the men's side. And like I said, the women fell to Idaho State at Dahlberg. That's the first loss to Idaho State for the Lady Grizz at Dahlberg since 2012. And the Lady Grizz are now 4-4, 3 full games behind Montana State in the chase in the Big Sky women standings. Idaho State improved to 4-4. So the Lady Grizz, though, 4 of 23 shooting in the second half. That's not going to win you many games. So a tough loss there for Montana ladies. So there you go. There's your Big Sky update. Teams will flop opponents. The Bobcats, men and women, will now play Idaho State, the men on the road. The Grizz will be taking on Weber State, again, men on the road. Let's see. MSUB men lost to Anchorage, Alaska last night. Billings West boys, 7 straight wins. The girls got a win. Let's see what else caught my eye. Seattle Pacific beat MSUB women as well. And big crosstown game tonight in Helena, also at Kalispell. There's some great games across the state tonight in high school. You got senior boys and girls taking on Great Falls High.
the boys in the Electric City. CMR girls and boys taking on Skyview. The boys at home, the girls at the Magic City. Let's see, what other big games are there? Sentinel and Big Sky play each other. We mentioned Glacier and Flathead on the boys' side. Lewistown, Laurel, Polson, Frenchtown. Some big games across the state. And like I said, we're getting to the end here. You know, there's not very much time left, just over a month. And we're about a month away from districts starting. Whitehall's at Jefferson tonight, boys and girls. Manhattan at Manhattan Christian. A couple of good games there in the Gallatin Valley. And two teams that really don't get along that well. But Manhattan Christian. At least back in the day they didn't. Poplar, Wolf Point, Fairfield, Cutbank, Fort Benton, Turner play tonight in Turner. That girls' game is going to be a pretty darn good one. Looking forward to that. So, and like I said, think ahead. Start thinking now of what your Auto Concepts Performance of the Week is going to be. You can start from last night's games, move on to tonight, and then tomorrow, of course. There's some big games. So, all right, let's see. What else is going on that I wanted to mention? See, the Frontier tomorrow. We got the Big Sky in wrapped up there. Had a great conversation with Katie Garcin-Forba about the Capital Girls. That was a fun game last night, both ways. I got a Facebook message from Sherry that said, great game all the way to the end. And she's a Bengals fan, but great game for both schools. You got the boys playing tonight. So there you go. Support for the Jason Walker Show comes from Manscaped, who is the best in men's below-the-belt grooming. Manscaped offers precision engineering and engineered tools for your family jewels. They've redesigned the electric trimmer, guys. Lawnmower 2.0, proprietary skin-safe technology. This trimmer does not snag. It does not nick. Had some friends do this. They've made the order, manscaped.com, using the code WALKER20. They love it. Guys that normally wouldn't have been groomed are now groomed up. And with Valentine's Day just around the corner, guys, come on. Get it done. Don't use the same trimmer, though, on your face as you use down below. And make sure when you order, you get the crop preserver, the anti-chafing deodorant and moisturizer. Because you put deodorant on your armpits, or in your armpits. Is it in? On. But why not put deodorant on the smelliest part of your body? Get 20% off and free shipping. Use the code WALKER20 at manscaped.com. 20% off, free shipping with the code WALKER20, WALKER20 at manscaped.com. Always the right tools for the job. And trust me, guys, your balls will thank you. It's 20% off, free shipping, manscaped.com. Use the code WALKER20, WALKER20. All right, we're going to take a final break. We'll come back, wrap things up, tell you what's coming up tomorrow. Big on this day in history around the corner as well. And a birthday we forgot yesterday. And it's a big one. From a guy in Montana. Well, used to be in Montana. Now he's a Hall of Famer. What sport? Think about it. The walk-off coming up as well. Jason Walker Show here is coming right back.
Everyone knows about Dinners Done Right and the convenience of the cook and carry cuisines. It's so easy to just stop by and you have something for dinner that night. But there's also one more thing you need to know about. Dinners Done Right Grab and Go Salad Bar. Yes, I said salad bar. Always the freshest ingredients along with a daily soup and nacho bar too. So the next time you are in a rush or you just want to eat healthy, stop by Dinners Done Right for the soup, salad, and nacho bar. For monthly menus and more info, it's dinnersdoneright.com. The holidays have come and gone, and now is a good time to treat yourself to what you really wanted. A full detail for your vehicle from Auto Concepts. Right now, Auto Concepts is offering a full detail for just $195. Or maybe you want to tint those windows. Auto Concepts does that too. Get that tonneau cover or bed rug you've always wanted and add in remote start, alarms, running boards, lift kits, toppers, winches, bug guards, grill guards, and much more. Check out Auto Concepts on Facebook or visit the website autoconceptshelena.com. Auto Concepts, the auto enhancement professionals. Yes, it's true that Montana is a long way from the Gulf Coast, but you can bring that Cajun flavor home with a stop at Cafe Zydeco. From po' boys to classic sandwiches, Cafe Zydeco has all the best Cajun in town. Are you in the mood for seafood gumbo or crawfish etouffee? Maybe you're craving jambalaya with some shrimp and grits. Head in for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or call ahead for pickup or delivery. Cafe Zydeco will fix all your southern cravings, even on a chilly Montana day. Cafe Zydeco is a proud sponsor of The Jason Walker Show. Have you thought about buying a home and just don't know where to begin? Well, when it comes to one of the most important purchases one can make, we understand it can be frustrating and confusing, but it doesn't have to be. Let the Major Mortgage team help you with all your mortgage needs. Major Mortgage means major service, and we would love the opportunity to help you today. Give J.R. McFadden, NMLS number 1246357, a call today at 406-465-1918, or you can visit him at 2001 11th Avenue, Building A, Suite 3 in Helena. Major Mortgage is a division of AMCAP Mortgage, NMLS number 129122, equal housing lender.
Welcome back to the Jason Walker Show.
Well, final segment on a finally Friday Jason Walker Show. It is Friday, right? I think so. Oh, man, I hope so. I'm going to be playing in a cribbage tournament tomorrow. I love cribbage. My grandpa taught me how to play back in the day. It's a fun game. Gotten to be able to teach the kids, the wife, how to play. It's a lot of fun. The walk-off is still to come. We'll get you set on that. Tell you what's coming up Monday and around the weekend. All right, so some rodeo news. Let's get to that real quick. The PRCA's National Western Stock Show Rodeo going on down in Denver. Yesterday, 13th performance. Let's see, Montanans. Well, we'll run through the winners. No, we'll run through the Montanans. How's that? Got to go all the way down to Saddle Bronc, where Sage Newman of Millstone was third in the 13th performance. And since we're claiming her now because she's married to Jess Lockwood, Haley Kinsel Lockwood took the barrel race 13th performance yesterday. One of my favorites, Stevie Hillman, was third. She's out of Texas. All right, then we go to the 14th performance, also yesterday, last night, and Sage Newman again was third. And Lisa Anderson of Bozeman took fourth in the 14th performance. All right, so the final performances today and tonight, and then the semifinals and finals this weekend down there in Denver. Leading the way in the average from in bareback, let's see, Tim O'Connell. Richie Champion is third. He moved to Western Montana, so we're going to claim him. Let's see, steer wrestling on the average side. You have nobody from Montana up there. Team roping, you've got a couple. In the average, you got, where are they at? Oh, they're not anymore. Oh, yeah, they are. Brenton Hall and Chase Tryon are sitting, what are they splitting? Second, third, and fourth, or second and third right now in the team roping down there in Denver. Saddle Bronc, I got nobody from Montana. And in tie down, nope, nobody. Barrel racing, nope. And bull riding, no. But Ruger Piva, the former Western star, split fourth and fifth yesterday, last night in the 14th performance. So you got the final two performances in Denver today, and then the semifinals and championship rounds coming up this weekend. All right, did see this, want to get to it. Gerald Alexander, former Montana State assistant for Jeff Choate, and most recently at Cal, has left to go to the Miami Dolphins. So that is two former Bobcat coaches
now in the NFL, you've got Alexander with Miami, and Denarius McGee is with Houston, moving on to Houston. So Jeff Choate, you're going to see a lot of guys at Montana State. You're going to see a lot of assistants, A, move on, but B, want to coach in Bozeman because of the track record of Jeff Choate being able to get them bigger jobs and more money. So that's pretty impressive. Thought I'd throw that out there. Let's see. Had a great conversation earlier today with Katie Garcin-Forba talking about the crosstown win for the Capital Girls last night, exercising a little bit of demons over the Helena High Bengals. They hadn't won at home since, well, for the last 5 years at the Bears Den over the Bengals. They've beaten Helena High at the Jungle a couple of times, but not at home, and they did last night in overtime, 39-34. She also broke down the guys' game. You got crosstown tonight. And she said, obviously, Capital wants to speed up the pace, score some points, and Helena High and Brandon Day, coach, want to slow it down, keep it in the 30s if they can. So big game coming up tonight in Helena. Crosstown battle, no doubt about that. So that'll be a fun one. Let's see. I wanted to throw in... What else did I want to throw in? I saw something. Oh, the Carroll football team announced their schedule. And, next week we're going to talk to Kyle Sampson, by the way, speaking of football. So that'll be fun, the new head coach at Montana Tech. He was going to join us today, but they hadn't. You got a sick kid, so you know how that goes as a parent. So the Saints football team released their schedule. They're going to open up August 29th at home against Western. They'll be at Tech, and then they have a bye. They only play Tech and Western and Northern once next year, and Rocky. That means they've got Southern Oregon, College Idaho, and Eastern Oregon twice. So you got a bye on September 12th. You go to Eastern Oregon, and then home for 2, Southern and C of I. At Northern in October, another bye. And then home games, Rocky in Eastern Oregon, and then at Southern Oregon, at College of Idaho to end the season next year, regular season. So there you go. We'll keep an eye on other Frontier teams announcing their schedules as we move forward. And those schedules will be coming out. Spring ball, of course, starting soon. Who did I see starting spring ball on the FCS level? Was it San Diego or San Diego State? So it must be San Diego. Like this weekend, which is really early. But anyway, they're getting it done. All right, let's do On This Day in History. And on this date in 1950, Jackie Robinson would sign the highest contract in Dodger history at the time, $35,000. And then a dozen years later, on this date in 1962, Jackie, the first African-American elected to baseball's Hall of Fame. Bob Feller also was elected. Let's see, on this date in 1990, Pat Riley of the Lakers became the 13th and fastest coach to reach the 500 victory plateau. Riley, at the time, in 684 games, was 500 and 184. Of course, he had some really good players. Don Nelson previously held the record in 817 games. So Pat Riley did it in 684 to get to 500. Don Nelson did it in 817 games. 1993 on this date, U.S. Men's Figure Skating Championship was won by Scott Davis. I bring that up because it was Scott Davis's birthday, I think last week. Scott Davis was born in Great Falls. 1967, Shannon Butler was born on this date. The American 10K runner. He was born in Lake Tahoe, but he's in the Montana State Hall of Fame. I think still living in Eureka, moved to Eureka. In school. 1968, happy birthday. Mary Lou Retton, Olympic gold all around 1984. Yesterday, though, we forgot a big birthday. Jerry Kramer, the Hall of Famer in the NFL, went in last year, was born on yesterday, 1936, in Jordan, Montana. Jerry Kramer played at Idaho. He's in the NFL Hall of Fame, and it was his birthday yesterday, so happy birthday. We wanted to make sure we got that in. Don't forget, wrestling duels continue across the state, Class A and Double A. You got Crosstown Basketball, Capital, and Flathead hosting tonight. There is some other action, as we mentioned, some really good action across the state tonight and tomorrow. And make sure if you're out there supporting your high schoolers, your kids, and doing it in the right way. Let's see. This just came out. The defending champ. Well, let's get to it. Let's do it in this. Hold on, I gotta turn that up, and then we do this. Boom. Yeah.
We're almost at the end of the show. What did we learn? And what did he miss? Time for the walk-off.
Congratulations to MSU Billings. The defending GNAC champions were picked number 1 in the GNAC coaches poll, which was released today. Derek Wadoops, the first-year coach for the Jackets. Western Oregon was second. Northwest Nazarene third. Central Washington St. Martin's tied for fourth. So MSUB won its first ever GNAC title a year ago and captured the regular season title for the fourth time. They were 33-20 overall, 30-10 in league play. The reigning GNAC Player of the Year is back for the Jackets. First baseman Daniel Cipriano. He hit .405 last year, had a .528 on-base percentage, .827 slugging. He scored 59 runs, 18 homers. He had 68 hits. 18 of them went over the wall. He also had 52 RBI and was a second-team All-America and won the GNAC Triple Crown. So there you go. There's your MSUB update for baseball. We're almost to baseball season, which is awesome. So there you go. Next week coming up on the show, Kyle Sampson, the new head coach at Tech. He will join us. We will recap the weekend. Monday coming up, the Auto Concepts Performance of the Week. If you had a great performance from last night, think about it. Get your nominations, and you can email and nominate all weekend long. Email jasonwalkersports@gmail.com. You can tweet us anytime as well at Jason Walker Show on the Twitter, also at JWalkerSports. So if you get a great, or Facebook us, get us a performance of the week. If you think of something between now and then, you can. So there you go. So what else did we learn today? Oh, we learned that I cannot have an opinion of my own if it differs from someone else's. Social media is so bad. I didn't cuss this time, though. So last night at Flathead, some kids were dressed up pretending to be ESPN announcers. And I tweeted back that it's old school. It's old. It's played out. And got a couple of responses back saying I'm out of my mind, basically. This is the one that really stood out to me, though. Who cares if it's old and played out? Kids are engaged with their school and having fun rather than making worse choices. Here's the deal. Those kids would have still been at the game last night. Okay? So it doesn't matter if whatnot. They were still going to be at the game last night in Flathead. You know what? They're going to be there tonight, too. Because you got Flathead and Glacier playing at Flathead. Boys basketball. But find something original. Yeah, I get it. The 80s are old. But you know what? They're not played out. I know they have 80s themes in high school. Guess what? The 80s are still cool. Mullets are making a comeback. That's still better than pretending to be an ESPN broadcaster. And this happened because 5 years ago is when it kind of started, 5-6 years ago. Music's saying we got to hurry this up. But the guys at CMR, the kids at CMR did it the best. And that was in 2014. So if you're a kid at Flathead or Bozeman or Billings or Missoula or Helena or wherever, find something new and original. Please. Join us next week, Monday. We're back at 4. Have a great weekend. If you missed anything, jasonwalkershow.com. And we'll see you on Monday. Have yourself a great weekend, everybody.
The Jason Walker Show is produced by the Jason Walker Media Company. Any use, rebroadcast, or retransmission without the express written consent of the Jason Walker Show is strictly prohibited. Just listen, watch, and enjoy.